Hello and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, we help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. You get a choice. You can sit down with one of our dealers. They're going to offer you a sum of money on the table today.
£1,500.
It's too low.
Now, if I don't think that's enough money, darling, I'm going to say to you, reject it. Have a gamble. Go to auction with me, and hopefully we will get a little bit more money there.
And £1,450.
Today the show comes to you from Congleton in Cheshire. Just look at this crowd. They've been here since early this morning. They brought along their treasures. You know why they're here. They want to walk away with the real deal.
It's our first deal of the day, and Helen's hoping that Mark Stevens will be taken by her lovely sparklers.
I brought along some antique, I think they are, diamond earrings, which I inherited actually originally. They were my nana's. I think really I'd be looking to get at least 300 for them, and anything above that would be great.
So, Mark, are you dazzled?
I've got a nice pair of diamond earrings, but all is not what it seems.
What could he mean?
You've brought me in a pair of diamond earrings here.
I have.
What can you tell me about them?
Not an awful lot, apart from they were originally owned by my grandmother, and then my mother inherited them from her, and I've inherited them from my mother.
Right.
So I've had them probably, well, just over 20 years, and I've probably worn them 2 or 3 times, and that's about it.
Right. Do you want the good or the bad news?
The good news is what I like.
The good news is that they are diamonds.
Yes.
The bad news, they've never been earrings.
Oh.
These were made in 1890, in the period of Queen Victoria. They are set in silver.
Yes.
And they were part of a diamond tiara.
Oh, wow.
Yep. They would never have ever been made like that. Earrings are just not made like this. A lot of these pieces of jewellery do get broken up and used to make smaller pieces, to give to various members of the family. And this, I believe, is what is definitely happened to these pieces.
That's really fascinating. I had no idea about that at all.
No. If these were original, they would have had another part here that would have possibly been moving to give the earrings a bit of movement.
Yeah.
They're quite clean stones, but I would expect them to be quite clean, coming from a bigger piece of jewellery of better quality.
Yes.
Each piece probably contains around about between 60 and 75 points of stones. They're nice looking, but now I have to think to myself, I can't sell these as a genuine pair of old earrings.
Right.
Because I have to tell my clients exactly what the pieces are.
Yeah.
So really it comes down to one thing, it's the money. So look, let's put some money on the table. So we've got 50, 100, 150, 200, £250. But I think now is the time to get David in here, because he will really give you some good advice.
Well, I've just listened to what Mark has said, and I think Mark is perhaps on the right track by saying they may have been something else. At the moment, they don't grab you as being earrings. Commercially, I'm not so sure you can flog those as earrings, can you?
I couldn't sell those as earrings. It would be wrong because they're not genuine, and you'd have to work in some way on them, David.
But maybe you could, Mark, because Mark, I've known Mark sell sand to Middle Eastern gentlemen. I've known him sell snow to people that live up in the North Pole. So it is possible he could convince somebody that they were earrings. But I hear what Mark is saying. They don't look like earrings, and it might be difficult to sell them as such. We have 2 estimations, but they're both within the same range, between 300 and 500. 250 doesn't excite me. We need more money, or maybe it's worth a gamble at auction.
Right.
So I'm going to leave that with you.
If these were earrings, there wouldn't be 250 on the table. There'd be 500 to 700 on the table.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Now I have to think to myself, when I sell these, how do I sell them, as I said earlier on? So I'm really battling here.
Remember what I said about snow to Eskimos and sand to Middle Eastern gentlemen. Remember.
Okay, let's move it a stage further. It's £300. How does that grab you?
I think possibly you could give me just a little bit more.
If I was to put another £20 on the table, Helen, which is 320, would that be acceptable to you?
Yes, I think we probably have.
Right, on the table, we got a deal. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you. I was absolutely fascinated to find out that possibly they've been part of Tiara. Sounds very grand. I'm quite pleased with my deal, really, because it'll go towards the funds for my daughter's university education, so that's great.
Well done, Helen. Every little helps. Across the den, it's time for a deal with Henry Nichols.
I like wristwatches and I love the design of this, so it's something I'm definitely going to have a pop at buying because it's just a good thing. Tactile watch, love it. Hello, I'm Henry.
Hi, my name's Martin.
Martin, good to see you. Well, a wristwatch.
Yes.
What can you tell me about it?
It belonged to my granddad.
Okay.
I believe he bought it, I don't know, in the 50s maybe, I'm only guessing. It's stuck at the bottom of the drawer, so I thought to myself, I'll never wear it because I don't wear watches.
Yep.
I thought I'd bring it along to see what happens.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at what we've got, shall we?
Certainly.
I would date it from somewhere 40s or 50s.
Yes.
Might be slightly earlier than that, but not by much. And it's made by a Swiss firm called Marvin. Very, very well-known, prolific watch manufacturer. They started making watches in 1850. Obviously, the case is gold. 9-carat gold.
Right.
And just a little touch of class here, we've got the Roman numerals. It's working, it's in good condition, apart from perhaps a few scratches on the
Yes.
dial. But I really like it. Well, let's get some money out and see what we can do, shall we? Okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, £100. What do you think? Oh, you're screwing your face up.
Yeah.
Have you got huge expectations?
I'm not expecting huge expectations, but I'm expecting something reasonable.
So, am I close?
Keep going, I'll let you know when to stop.
Right, 120, 140 quid. What do you think?
Nah.
Let's ask David's opinion.
Fine.
David?
Well, normally I come in at this stage and I normally say to our dealers, get some more money down. I've looked at this name Marvin, and now it doesn't mean a lot to me, but it obviously does to you, Henry. Now, I've spoke with our independent valuers at the auctioneer, now they've got this around about 50 to 70 quid. I look at this, I do not have this area of knowledge for this, but I do respect our dealer. He's come in at £140, and I'm thinking to myself, what have I missed? Or what has my independent valuers missed? And so I'm going to say 140 quid sounds a very sound, good offer to me.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Well, Martin, there we are. You've been told.
I have been told.
What do you think?
I knew that, but at the same time, your opinion could be different than somebody else's.
Yeah, of course, but there is a ceiling limit.
Yeah, of course there is.
And I'm pretty much there. I mean, it's a very good offer.
It's a very
It's
good
going to
offer.
cost me another £30 or £40 to have it sorted out with a new
Yes.
strap and get the glass polished. So, you know, £140 is on the table. What do you reckon?
That's okay.
You got a deal?
You've got a deal.
You're a star. Thanks,
you.
Martin.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Gave good money for it, but I don't mind. I'll give good money for good things, and that's a good thing.
Henry paid double the valuation there. Perhaps he knows something we don't. We'll find out later if he sells it on. Jan Keen's next with a gold fob chain.
I will be going for this and trying to buy it because gold's a good commodity at the moment.
Let's see the colour of your money then.
Well, I can quite clearly see that you've bought in a gold fob today, but would you like to tell me a little bit about it?
My mother-in-law's recently passed away and we're clearing her house and we came across this. Whether it's her dad's or her granddad's, we don't know. Bit of a mystery.
Yes, well, it is quite clearly stamped on each link 9-carat gold, as is the cornelian fob at the end. And of course, it's come from very elegant days, probably I would say sort of turn of the century.
Yeah.
And so nobody in your family fancies keeping hold of it?
No, my husband didn't know his grandparents. They died before he came along, so he has no emotional attachments to it at all.
No.
So we don't have anybody that we can pass it down to, really,
No.
that, you know, so...
So, should we make a start?
Yes, please.
100, 200, 300, 500. So if we said 500, 550.
No.
It's a very definite no.
It is a definite no.
So you're looking for a bit more than that?
Quite a bit more, yeah.
Quite a bit more than that. So, thinking about the value of the gold, that's 600, and that's 650. And I think I'm getting pretty close.
Yeah, there's still room for a bit more.
Supposing we put another 20 down, 670.
If you can make it 700, we can have a deal.
700 and we've got a deal. So another 30, so another 20. And another 10. And you're saying you're quite happy with that, Julie?
I don't think I'm going to squeeze much more out, am I?
You won't. I think I'm all there.
Okay.
So you're happy to have a handshake?
Yes, we can have a handshake.
Ready to go into the pot?
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I always try and buy the gold because I never seem to lose on it, so it always seems a safe bet.
And we'll find out how safe later. Also still to come, is the Duke matchmaking for Cheryl?
Well, I'm just weighing up Derek from afar, and Derek strikes me as being the man of quality.
Find out after the break. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Congleton in Cheshire. Derek's brought Cheryl Halkney a smashing piece of tableware.
I really like the plate. I love quality porcelain, and this is as good as it gets. So I'm going to try and buy this. You've brought a rather glamorous piece of porcelain along.
Yes, I think so.
What do you know about it?
I think it's Derby, 1880s. As far as I understand, it's John Porter Wale, attributed to John Porter Wale, the artist.
You've been doing your homework.
Yes. I bought it on the internet in 1997.
You're a bit of a collector then. I'm detecting.
Specific items, yes. Mostly, as I said,
Little
Derby,
bit
MRA.
of a dealer, maybe?
I have been known to deal a little bit, yes.
I think this has been made as a cabinet plate, I don't know if you'll agree with that.
Yes, I think so.
It's never been used as a dinner plate. It's always been made for a china cabinet for people to display. Date-wise, totally agree with you, 1885, 1900. We'll just have a quick look there. Oh, and there's the nice, I love this red, this Derby mark here. Very nice condition, which is, as you're a collector, you know condition is the utmost importance. A few very tiny scratches to the glaze that I detect just here, and with good quality porcelain like this, as I'm sure you'll know, any type of rubbing to the gilding or the painting really does affect the value. I'm quite sure you know how much you want for it.
I've got a good idea, yes.
Let's get the cash out.
Okay.
20, 40, 60 pounds.
I was looking for a bit more than that.
Everybody says that.
I know.
A bit more.
Yes.
Okay. I'm feeling quite generous because I do like
It is a
porcelain.
nice piece.
Right. £80, Derek.
Just a bit more. Squeeze you.
Oh, right, there's another 10. Derek, £90. David, £90 on the table.
Well, I'm just weighing up Derek from afar, and Derek strikes me as being a man of quality. Here's a guy that knows a bit of quality when he sees it. Now, lovely mark, Derby, wonderful quality, a cabinet plate. We've got to ask you this. What did you pay for it and how long ago on the internet?
15 years ago, about £45.
So about 45 quid, but many years ago. We're now looking at the estimation, which I think is fairly low. Both estimates encompass £60 to £100. The fact is, people don't have the display cabinets, they don't display porcelain to the same degree. Some do, but not as many people. I'm going to say, because it's a single quality item, it probably is £90 worth. Take your money. Wonderful style, but out of fashion.
OK, thank you, David. Oh, Cheryl. 5 more.
I think that's a fair bid. I think what David said is absolutely right.
Yes.
It's not going to fly away.
No.
But I think 90 is a fair bid, and it's going to leave me a tiny profit.
All right, that's a deal.
Fantastic. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to hear all your interesting facts about Derby.
Fabulous experience and a very, very nice lady. And well, now I've got £90 in my pocket to spend.
Well, I would have liked the plate more for £80, but nice quality. It's lovely. I'm very pleased with it.
Derek's pleased, Cheryl's pleased, we're all pleased.
Hello, I'm Henry.
Hello, Henry, I'm John.
John,
On the other side of the den, John's brought Henry a collection of vintage carpentry tools.
I've got a collection of them. I've got far too many, so I've just picked out 1 or 2 nice ones. Well, they're worth about £80. Whether I'll get that, I don't know. I hope the dealer appreciates them as much as I do.
I do buy them, but I find them a little bit hard to sell, to be honest.
Let's see if you can carve out a deal, boys.
Well, this is like going back in time for me,
Is it
back to the
really?
days of my own workshop, all these wonderful tools.
Oh, I'm glad you appreciate them.
Tell me all about them.
I collect tools. I collect all sorts of things.
Right.
But I enjoy improving things.
Ah, so
I
you're
like to buy something in rough condition and make it into something nice.
So you're the one responsible for restoring all
That's
these?
right.
Well, you've done a great job, I have to say.
Thank you very much.
They look the part.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
I think they're lovely.
My favourite one, I think, on the table has got to be this scribe.
Yes.
Now, this is typically Victorian. It's
Yes.
ebonised, well, it's ebony, I should say.
Yes.
With this wonderful brass inlay to it.
Yes.
And I notice also the actual cabinet maker who owned this,
Yes.
or the woodworker
Yes.
that owned this, that's his name there, G. Warples, by the looks of things, however you pronounce it. And that's a very common thing. You find that quite a bit on
Yes.
old tools.
Yes.
I mean, they've all got a good age to them. I think probably the most modern one is going to be the
You think
spirit
so?
level
Yes.
there. Then
Yes.
over here we've got what they call a moulding plane. This one, unfortunately, a little bit of damage to it, a couple of cracks happening there just on the end of these arms. And then you've got the typical brace and bit.
Yes.
I think they're lovely. So what I've got to do is put some money on the table
Good. I was
and
hoping you'd say that.
see if we can tempt them out of
Yes.
you.
Yes. Good.
I hope your expectations aren't too high.
Well, I've got a very strong idea of what I think they're worth. You know,
Right.
let's put it that way.
Okay, I'm going to go 20, 30 quid.
No, I couldn't sell them for that.
You're not selling them for that?
No.
Okay,
On the
what do you think,
plate,
David?
isn't it?
Do you fancy having a go?
Well, tools are very collectible, and some of them are extremely rare. Now, there's a collection of tools here which are probably Victorian, and some are 20th century, I presume.
Yes.
The estimate is 40 to 60, 60 to 80. At the moment, £30, I think, is not quite enough. I'm going to say 30 quid, got to be worth another 20 or 30 quid. Here's a man that knows his stuff. Let's see what he puts on the table.
Thank you, David. I will put a little bit more money down on the table, but again, I think I'm pretty much at where I want to be. 40 quid is my maximum offer to you, John. What do you think?
I don't think I'd like to take that. I prefer to take it to auction.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you make loads of money. John,
Thank
it's
you
been a
very
pleasure.
much.
Thank
Very
you very
nice
much.
to meet you.
And you.
I think it's worth taking them to auction because they'll find their own level and they'll bring whatever they're really worth.
We love your optimism, John. Let's pop across to the sale room. Adam Partridge is waiting with his gavel.
Now, Josh, you've come on behalf of Grandad because he can't make it today, but on the dealer's day, he brought along some woodworking tools, which are quite popular. It's amazing how many people like to buy these items, but they're great for decoration. Henry said, I'll give you 40 quid for them. What do you think? Do you think they're going to pay more than 40 quid for those two items today?
I've just seen them, I don't think so.
OK. So, Josh doesn't have a great deal of faith. I hope Grandad's not watching this. Let's see what happens. It's coming up now. He turned down 40 quid. Was it a wise thing to do? Well, let's find out.
Lot number 90, Woodworking Tools there, nicely presented, £40. 20, big, at 20
Straight in
pound,
20.
25, 25, 30, on the front here, at £30, where's a 5 now? At 5 and 40, 40, 40 here, 5, 50, 55, 60,
Looking good,
55 on the
Josh.
front row, £55, anyone else on these? At £55. For the tools, beautifully presented at £55, we sell them.
£55. Now, we've got some commission for selling it. The auctioneer has a commission to take off, and I make that close to 47 quid. People here saw the work that had been put into those tools and thought they're worth buying. Josh is the bearer of good news. He's going home to tell Grandad, yeah, we did it, Grandad. 55 quid. Take away the commission, I'm bringing £47 home. That's 45 for me and 2 quid for you. Is that right?
I'll be right, yeah.
That's a real deal.
Coming up, David's gone all continental.
And here
Before
comes
you say
David.
anything, Barbara, we can say, no, we are not interested in that at that price.
Find out pourquoi after the break. Sellers are still coming through the door, each one hoping our experts will pay top whack for their treasured possessions. At Jan's table, Barbara's not going to take anything less than that for her silver casket.
Yes, I think Jan will really like it, and I'm prepared to give her a hard deal to get what I want.
People will always buy quality, and I'm going to have a good go at buying it. Quite what I'm going to put on the table, I've no idea.
Don't worry, David and the auctioneer are standing by ready to give you some options.
So would you like to tell me a little bit about this casket that you brought in today?
Well, I don't really know too much about it, but it did belong to my father. He bought it from an antique shop. Really don't know much more about it.
You don't know what it was used for?
I thought maybe either sugar or tea.
Yes, that's a possibility. It's a very pretty piece. I was, in fact, looking for an English silver mark, but I can see it's got 2 little marks at the back here, which indicate that it's French silver. And then when we open it up, you can see the quality inside because it's just quite lovely, these sort of silver gilts. So it's a real quality piece. So any ideas what you want for it?
Yes.
I thought you might have, but you're not going to tell me.
Nice piece of silver here, Adam.
Very nice.
Continental.
French, I think, isn't it?
I think it probably is French. What are you going to value this?
£300 to £400, maybe a touch more.
Okay. Let's see what Jan puts on the table.
That's 50. It's 100. And I'll be very generous and I'll put down another crisp £50 note, making it 150. What do you think about that?
No.
Am I miles away?
Quite miles away.
Well, I am thinking about a profit here. Supposing I make it 170.
Still not enough.
Well, I'm going to try and tempt you with another 20.
£190 for starters on the table. Adam, what do you think about the opening offer?
It's an opening offer, isn't it?
I need to get in there and tell our seller, no way, it's worth more than that.
And here
Before
comes
you
David.
say anything, Barbara, we can say, no, we are not interested in that at that price. £190. The estimation is 250 to 300 and 3 to 4. I think a mid-estimate would be fair, and 190 is not enough. So that's worth a gamble.
Ooh, well, it seems like I'm miles away now. So I think what I'm best to do is scoop up my 20s, put down another 50 to make it 200. 300. What do you think about that, Barbara?
I think I'll go to auction.
Well, I'll tell you what, before you say another thing, I'm going to make up your mind for you. And I'm now going to round it off to £350. A nice round amount. What do you think about that? Do we have a handshake?
We have a handshake.
Thank you very much. Thank you. For me, it's a thing of beauty. It's in good condition. There's nothing to do. There's no excuses to be made for it. So I've got every confidence that I will sell that, not in the too distant future.
Good luck. We'll find out later if your confidence pays off. There are plenty of weird and wonderful things in the den today, but William's gone for big and beautiful. Will Cheryl be impressed?
They're a very nice pair of vases. Not quite in fashion though, so that's bothering me a little bit. I would have given more money for these 10 years ago than I'm going to actually offer today.
Oh, don't you know that fashion comes around again?
So you've brought along a very impressive pair of vases.
Yes.
Why are you thinking of selling them?
They've just been in the attic, we don't use them, and I hope they'll go to a home that'll appreciate it.
Okay. And where did you get them from originally?
From my mother's estate.
Okay. Do you know where they originally came from?
No, I don't. I don't know the history of them. They're about early 1900s.
Absolutely. And they're Royal Dalton.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just going to tip one up. Gosh, these weigh a ton.
Yes, they do.
So underneath here we've got these impressive marks. There's
Yes.
the lovely Royal Dalton mark there. These are referred to as chine. It's the
Yeah.
type of style of the glaze. And it's actually almost glittery round the bottom. It's like a treacle finish to them.
Yes.
These vases, in my opinion, would have brought more money 10 or 15 years ago. If these had been, say, a pair of Chinese vases or Japanese vases, that's what's really on song at the moment. So I'm going to get some money out, see what you think. Okay. £50.
That's for the bottom piece, is it?
So that's a no then. Okay. 70.
Keep going.
Keep going. Okay. £90.
I've got a figure in mind, but it's not that figure.
Okay. 100.
No.
You're worrying me. That's a real firm no.
Yes.
William, £120. Is this tempting?
No, it isn't. No.
It's not.
No.
I'm not tempting him, David.
No.
William, what you've got here is a very nice pair of Dalton Lambeth vases. At the moment, this type of Dalton is not doing particularly well in the sale room. 80 to 120, 90 to 120 is the area. Now, it probably doesn't sound much money for a pair of vases which are in perfect condition. So there is an alternative. You can go to the sale room. You may get a private bidder at the auction. You may. But that's your responsibility to gamble.
Okay.
William, £120. What would you like to do?
No, I'll go to auction.
You're going to auction. Well, I'm sure you're going to have a fun day.
I hope so. Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you very
for
much.
bringing them along. I was very surprised that he's going to risk going to auction. So I'm disappointed because the more I looked at them, I liked them. So a little bit disappointed, but I wish him luck. He may need it.
35.
Strong words. Let's get across to the sale room to see if you're right.
Selling now.
Now, William, on the dealer's day, you brought along a pair of Royal Dalton vases. You turned down £120.
Yes.
You said, no, I'm going to go to the sale room. The independent values were saying 100 to 120, so was the auctioneer. And so you decided to gamble, thinking I might get a bit more in the sale room. In the meantime, the auctioneer has come back to you and said, we need to lower the reserve on these to £80. That's a bit disappointing, really.
Yes, it was.
He's probably had second thoughts and thought, well, maybe we can't get the 100 to 120. They're coming up now.
There they are at the front, a pair like that, good large ones, and bidding here at £80 is bid. I'll take 5. 80's bid. 85 online. 85 now online at 85. I'll take 90. 85's online, 85. Any advance on the pair of Dalton vases, 85.
There are £85 here in the sale room.
Now at £85.
OK. The Gowl has gone down at £85. Now, that must be somewhat of a disappointment to you.
Yes, it is.
£85. We have some commissions, so the news gets even worse. I don't know how to tell them this. You've got 72 quid to come back. Now, I feel, to a certain degree, partly responsible here, because at £120, it was not a bad offer on the day from Cheryl. And I was one of those people that said to you, yeah, I think it's worth a gamble. Unfortunately, the real deal was with Cheryl Hackney at 120 quid.
Yeah.
Both William and myself, we're gutted, because William's taking home 72 quid. That's the state of play.
Coming up, David falls in love with a real beauty.
Da-da-dee-da-da. What a darling she is, isn't she?
Will Cupid's arrow strike Mark's heart too?
Where have you been? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
It's the last deal of the day, and we truly have saved the best till last.
We've brought along today a porcelain plaque for a friend of mine. She's hoping to get around the £2,000.
What a wonderful thing. Delighted to have it in front of me. Love to try and buy it. And if I have my way, I am going to buy it.
But Mark, will you spend £2,000 to get it?
What a wonderful thing you've brought me in here today. It's such a beautiful object. At first, I really thought this was KPM.
Yes.
KPM is basically the factory name of the company that produced these porcelain plaques.
Right.
They are world famous, and
Right.
they produced many, many of them. There is a signature, having said that, on the front here. Willeman, dated 1882. I think it's certainly European. My gut feeling would be either German or possibly French.
Yes.
Very lovely quality, and I think this is trying to tell some type of tale. We have Cupid here that's trying to put the arrow through her heart. For me, it's quite a hard thing to price, because if it was KPM, I think I would know straight away. But not being KPM, I've got to then think to myself, who do I sell it to, and what do I sell it as? So the only thing to do now, Elizabeth, is to put some money on the table.
Okay.
So let's see what we got. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600, 650, 700, 750, 800, 850, 900, 950, £1,000. 1,050, 1,100, 1,150, 1,200, 1,250, 1,300, 1,350, 1,400, 1,450, £1,500.
Yeah.
Do you want to get some advice from David?
Yes, please.
I think it's a good
Yes.
idea. But
Yes, especially with it not being mine.
That's right. And there's a lot of money on the
Yes.
table. And here's David
will.
now.
OK, when I first saw this plaque, I got quite excited. Fabulous, fabulous plaque. 1,000 to 15 is the estimation, but in my opinion, I think commercially it's worth more money. There was a time when that would have made at least £3,000 in the sale room without a KPM mark, and with a KPM mark it would have made 7. You have a choice of accepting that, turning it down. Mark can also come back to you and make a further offer, and it is up to you to make the decision.
Okay, that's fine.
So, Elizabeth, what do we feel?
Will Elizabeth take the money, ask for more, or go to auction?
It's too low, 1,500.
Okay. So how about if I put another £100 at 1600.
No, even.
What about another 100 at 1700?
No, it would have to be the 2,000.
Well, I'm going to be very honest, look.
Yes.
That's my offer. There's £1,700 on the table.
Yes.
And I think I'm out the ballpark then. I think it is worth 2,000.
What a darling she is, isn't she? Okay.
Lovely.
£1,700 is on the table.
Yes.
£2,000, take away 15%, leaves you £1,700.
Yes.
I think it's a good 2,000 quid's worth, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was more. But sense has to take over here. It's worth considering rather than the gamble. Cash is king.
What do we feel?
I think I'm going to make the decision for her. I think we'll take the money.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Then we have a deal.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Deal done. But does Elizabeth's friend Barbara, who owned the plaque, feel the love?
I'm really pleased with Elizabeth. I think she got a great deal. I think £600 was a really good deal. So well done. Good.
£1,700. I think I've given a lot of money for this, but to be perfectly honest, I don't care if I don't sell it. I can live with this piece.
While you're doing that, let's find out how everyone else did today. Cheshire bought just one thing, the Derby plate.
I think that's a deal. Thank you, Cheryl.
Fantastic.
And after a bit of a struggle to sell it, she did to a buyer near Nottingham. But for just £60. Must try harder next time, Cheryl.
You got a deal.
Was Henry in the know when he paid double the valuation for that classic wristwatch?
I give good money for good things, and that's a good thing.
Yes, Henry knows a good thing when he sees it. A London collector bought it for £175. How about our Mark? He took a gamble on those diamonds, paying £320.
I can't sell these as a genuine pair of old earrings.
Right.
Because I have to tell my clients exactly what the pieces are.
But unfortunately, they are still sitting at home. And although he loved it, he moved Cupid and his arrow on. He took a while to find another glamorous lady to do a deal with, but he sold it for £1,750. That just leaves Jan and her shiny treasure. The tea caddy was bought at an antiques fair for £420. And wait for it, the gold chain was snapped up for £780. Well done, Jan.
We've had a great day here in Cheshire. There's been a great crowd, lots of buying, lots of selling, lots of excitement. That's what I like to see. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.